This is the quick unboxing and long-term review of Samsung Galaxy A35. Why should we buy this? Hi everyone, this is JD, your gadget review friend. Welcome back to Gadget Rev Now. This year was a plethora of really good mid-range phones. We have the Google Pixel 8a, which is really strong contender, and I should say a flagship phone on a mid-range body, the creative Nothing Phone 2a with its glyphs, slim design, and really good screen, and of course the more expensive brother, the Galaxy A55, which is easily one of the most popular and well-thought-of Samsung phone of 2024. There are mixed reviews about Samsung Galaxy A35, some are bad ones and some are okay. Critics about the okay battery life, about the performance, could be a little bit smoother, and even the wireless charging for a mid-range phone, which I don't know if it's a valid concern since you're purchasing a lower-end mid-range phone. So today we will discuss why should we buy the Galaxy A35 in 2024, and should we lean towards older flagship phones or even consider other brands if you're using your hard-earned money, and Galaxy A35 is one of our options. Stellar display quality is expected even in the mid-range phones nowadays, but Samsung is one of the best in this segment, and that includes Samsung Galaxy A35. You get an absolutely gorgeous 6.6-inch AMOLED display with full HD resolution. Anything that's shown on this bad boy looks crisp and beautiful, and for the most part, it's the same screen that came with the Galaxy A34, but with two notable differences. Firstly, now there's a variable refresh rate, so when you put the phone in 120Hz, it will go down to 60Hz automatically to save battery life. And second, you have Gorilla Glass Victus Plus protecting the display, which should be significantly more scratch and drop resistance compared to Gorilla Glass 5 of last model. I love watching content and playing games on Galaxy A35. Even when I was walking outside during a clear day with lots of sunlight, the display continued to be visible enough for my eyes, which means no squinting. And making the experience even better was the fact that the bezels are smaller than last year's model, which is specifically noticeable with the lower one. Now they almost looks like uniformly even. Samsung has upgraded the main camera, which still comes with 50 megapixel, but now has a different imaging sensor powering it. The 8 megapixel ultra-wide and 5 megapixel macro cameras remain unchanged. Keep in mind that even though the main camera is 50 megapixel, the images that it takes are still 12.5 megapixel. That is because the phone is using pixel binning technology, which means creating larger pixels out of the smaller ones, the main benefits of which to capture more light. There's a 50 megapixel mode if you wish to use the full resolution of the main snapper, but know that you need a lot of light to take photos in that mode. As for the video recording, unlike more expensive Galaxy A55, the Galaxy A35 cannot transition between the main and the ultra-wide cameras while shooting 4K 30fps and 1080p 60fps. This phone might just be one of the best budget phones for taking photos, and in general for its camera system, the image looks clean with no over-sharpening, colors are vivid but not overly saturated. Thankfully, Samsung toned things down with its 2024 models. Galaxy A35 low-light camera performance is arguably one of the best in its class. There are plenty of details and the noise reduction is done in a way which preserves sharpness, and the colors looks well represented. And lastly, the portrait mode also looks pretty good, cutting out human subject from the background accurately enough. The blurred out background is a little bit too unrealistic, however, the selfie camera also performs quite well. No complaints for us here. This is the vlogging test of Samsung Galaxy A35 using the selfie camera in UHD 30fps. I actually compared this phone with a lot of phones in our channel, so check my camera comparison videos. This is the full HD video recording of Galaxy A35. You cannot switch on 4K video recording on 3 sensors or 3 focal lengths, so you can only do this on full HD. This is the ultra wide lens, and this is the main sensor. Look at the colors and the details, and this is the 2x digital crop. So in comparison, this is the full HD. using the main sensor. And this is the 4K video recording. Now let's check the low light performance. Samsung has backed Galaxy A35 with an Exynos 1380 processor, which is a modest but welcome upgrade from the Dimensity 1080 of last year's Galaxy A34. This is a bit of smart recycling from Samsung as it used Exynos 1380 in last generation's A54 with just 6 gigs of RAM rather than 8 gigs. It's backed by 128 gigs of internal storage, and there's micro SD card slot should you wish to expand that. Mobile Legends is playable on high settings and high refresh rate, so gaming certainly isn't out of the question, even if it's far from strong performer. Benchmark scores are cancelling this performance out with its modest score across on the Geekbench test. It competes well with the Nothing Phone 2A in CPU terms, but drops in GPU terms. This phone also comes with water resistance. I personally like my phone to have waterproof protection since smartphones today are the new cameras and you don't want to mess around with your phone if you bring it on water activity and even the annoying events such as rain or swimming. Samsung Galaxy A35 brings IP67 water and dust resistance, which means you can submerge this to water 1.5 meter in 30 minutes, and that's a peace of mind for someone who's playing with their hard-earned money. This phone also offers 4 years of OS upgrade and 5 years of security patches, which means you'll be covered for the next 5 years if you're planning to stick with this phone for a long period of time, or even after 2 to 3 years if you found out that you need to upgrade to a newer device, then the resale value of this phone will not drop significantly just because this phone still offers OS updates and upgrades, another peace of mind for the next owner of this phone. In 2024, how many phones still have expanded storage? I mean, not certainly the flagship phones because it was gone a long time ago. You'll probably get this on some budget phones with outdated specs, more of recycled motherboards and materials, but Samsung is still offering this on their mid-range phones, especially the new Galaxy A35. I've inserted 512 gigs of micro SD, and this phone detected this right away, so I bet this phone can support larger capacity. And lastly, what I like about this phone is the Samsung signature design. It may look boring already, but for some people who wanted to show off their new phone, Galaxy A35 has the signature Samsung camera modules at the back, the minimal looking design. Samsung also provided the glass back and metal frame. So if you don't want to put this on a case and just show off the gorgeous minimal looking design, then people would know you're rocking the newest Samsung phone. All in all, I think Galaxy A35 is a really good phone. It has an okay battery life which will not beat some of the competitions in the market, and obviously the performance is not top-notch. You should be better off buying an older flagship phone if you're into gaming or Chinese phones that offers better specs. But if you're just an average Joe that likes really good design and build quality, wanted the best screen out there, and great cameras that would compete with even the most expensive devices, we should buy Samsung Galaxy A35 because it's a great phone that offers great value and reliability.